Hi, I'm natekokernot. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting a series on what I personally refer to as the forgiveness car wash. I learned it from one of my favorite acim teachers, Nouk Sanchez, and I've shared a link to a blog of hers in the More section underneath this video. I'll share that blog again with every video I do in the forgiveness series. The car wash is like a mental process for forgiveness that you can perform each time you recognize that your peace of mind has been disturbed. Whether it's an event or a person that you are recognizing as the cause for your distress, this is the remedy that will bring your mind back to peace, eventually, and only if you practice it. I know this because I used it to get over a tremendous grievance that I'd been carrying around for far too long a few years ago. The first step in the forgiveness car wash is true denial, which is essentially to deny the true reality of anything that does not appear to be love. Here's how it works logically. God is perfect, changeless love. You are both part of God, and at the same time, all of love, or God, is contained within you. This is reminiscent of the line from Rumi that you are not a drop in the ocean, you are the entire ocean in a drop. It points to the holographic reality that actually surrounds us, but which we cannot see and understand with our eyes, but which we can know through building our foundation of faith in the truth. But to accept this true reality, we have to become disillusioned first. The following passage from the Course gets at this period of disillusionment. No one who comes here but must still have hope, some lingering illusion or some dream that there is something outside of himself that will bring him happiness and peace to him. If everything is in him, this cannot be so, and therefore, by his coming, he denies the truth about himself and seeks for something more than everything, as if a part of it were separated off and found where all the rest of it is not. This is the purpose he bestows upon the body, that it seek for what he lacks and give him what would make himself complete. The next passage in this section, titled Seek Not Outside Yourself, explains why this path, which is the ego's promise for salvation, or the ego's path to happiness, only invites fear and death into our psyche. Quote, and thus he wanders aimlessly about, in search of something that he cannot find, believing that he is what he is not. The lingering illusion will impel him to seek out 1,000 idols, and to seek beyond them for 1,000 more, and each will fail him, all excepting one, for he will die, and does not understand the idol that he seeks is but his death. Its form appears to be outside himself, yet does he seek to kill God's Son within, and prove that he is victor over him. This is the purpose every idol has, for this the role that is assigned to it, and this the role that cannot be fulfilled. So forgiveness doesn't just forgive the appearances of attack that we perceive, it also forgives all the false idols that the ego presents to us as vain imaginings or dreams that will never be realized. If I'm being honest, this is the hardest part, because it means forsaking a plan that you've been following for finding happiness, most likely for your entire life. All we really need to do to find happiness is acknowledge that the world of appearances isn't reality in the first place. When you notice your peace has been disturbed, the true denial step asks you to remember that the cause of your upset exists in your mind, and it acknowledges that the correction to this error must exist in the same place where the mistake happened, in your mind. Here's a prayer from Chapter 5 of Course in Miracles that is perfect for this first step. Once you've recognized the feeling of distress, you could say this, but it only works if you really earnestly mean it as you say it. Quote, I must have decided wrongly because I am not at peace. I made the decision myself, but I can also decide otherwise. I will to decide otherwise because I want to be at peace. I do not feel guilty because the Holy Spirit will undo all the consequences of my wrong decision if I will let him. I will to let him by allowing him to decide for God for me." End quote. This is a call to return to the changeless love that is and always has surrounded us. The world of sin and attack you see around you is a dream, but you must acknowledge that you're dreaming before you can wake up from this dream. Forgiveness is the waking from the dream. It's really our only function here on this earth. It's the realization that there is nothing to fear in reality. It's the acknowledgement of what Shakespeare said in the opening lines from As You Like It. All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. The villains who seem to attack you and stand between you and your dreams being fulfilled, well, they're actors, saying their lines. They auditioned for the role of villain in this play, and they got the part, and now they're performing it beautifully. Speaking of supposed villains, does this line from the first passage I read today remind you of something that many people's chosen villain-in-chief might have once written in a birthday book to a friend? Quote, "He denies the truth about himself and seeks for something more than everything." That's the ego's promise for salvation, that you can have more than everything. But you're required to forgo logic and reason to accept the ego's premise. Because obviously, you can't have more than everything, and at the same time, everything is not complete without every single part, which means that everything, or God, must include our chosen villains as well. Forgiveness is only complete and whole, and it is uncompromising. There can be no exceptions. It's not easy to do for those reasons, but that's why it's a practice. Picking up a saxophone and playing something beautiful isn't easy to do either the first time you pick up a saxophone. But if you keep practicing, it becomes easier and easier. And the good news is that in this practice, no effort, besides for mental effort, is required of us. No fingers have to be lifted in the path to forgiveness. We have to become disillusioned to this dream first, by giving up on our dreams to accept that salvation is available to us. It's just not where we've been searching for it, so we will never find it there. Thanks for being with me today, and if you're finding these ideas helpful, please like and subscribe to the channel. Now, I mean right now, more than any time in our lives, this message and messages like it need to be heard. We're not going to hate our way out of the mess that we've created with all of our unforgiveness. We must find the love inside of us and see it in all of our brothers and sisters too, if we are to look upon a world of peace and harmony sometime soon. We have to change our minds about the world, and the true denial of what we thought the world was for is the first essential step in that process. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you next time.